Hey everybody, welcome back to a special midweek episode. This one coming to you, should be coming out on Valentine's Day, Monday, but we're actually recording this the week before. This is Thursday, February 10th. We're down here in Jamaica. I just had the opportunity to officiate my first destination wedding, so congratulations Christine and Tyler. What a beautiful day yesterday to be here at this outdoor gazebo as they made their vows to each other to live together as husband and wife as long as they both shall live. And what I shared with them and what I want to share with you on this Valentine's Day, for all of you who are married or maybe you're preparing for an upcoming wedding, is something that I shared with Tyler and Christine. I said there's two ways that you can look at love. You can look at love and marriage as a contract, or you can look at it as a covenant. And so often in our society, we look at marriage as a contract. It's no different than signing your name to a contract for a car or for a house. And there's all of these stipulations and agreements between two sides. And if someone doesn't keep their side of the agreement, then the other person has the opportunity to opt out. And so often we look at marriage with this until mindset, until the other person doesn't make me happy, or until we have this big blow up fight, or until they cheat on me, or until they can't manage our finances well. And when we function with that mindset, divorce is the inevitable result. Here are some of the statistics on divorce in the United States of America right now. Out of every 1,000 people, every year 2.9 people file for divorce. The average marriage lasts 8.2 years. Every divorce costs approximately $12,800. And depending on the state, first marriages, 40 to 50% of them end in divorce. And so you might think second marriages, it gets better, right? Well, yeah, the number actually shoots up to 67% of second marriages that end in divorce, or 75% of third marriages that end in divorce. And this is why Jesus says in Matthew chapter 19, when he's asked about marriage, he says, don't you know that from the beginning God made them male and female, and said it's not good for man to be alone. And so the two come together and the two become one. And then he says, what God has joined together, let no one separate. And what he's revealing to us in this is not a contractual love, but a covenantal love. A love that is a union not of just two people, but of three, of God being the one in the center, the one who brings them together and holds them together. And what we need to realize is this is the type of love that God has for us. That even when we chose to turn away from him, even when sin put this separation, this distance in our relationship with him, that he chose to bridge that gap. He chose to come in his son Jesus and to suffer and die for us so that we might be brought back into that covenant, into that relationship of love with him. And the way that the Bible describes this love is by using the word chesed in Hebrew, which means covenantal faithfulness. So at least a handful of times in the Old Testament, one of those in Exodus chapter 34, verses 6 and 7, God describes himself this way. He says that he is gracious and compassionate, that he's slow to anger and abounding in love, in covenant faithfulness, in chesed. And three characteristics of that covenant faithfulness are first of all, being gracious. And so I would encourage you in your relationship, in your marriage, or if you're preparing for marriage, how can you be gracious to the other person? How can you show them undeserved kindness and favor? Secondly, compassion. Compassion means that your heart goes out to somebody, that you empathize with them, that you understand their struggles and their weaknesses, and you sit and you listen and you lament with them. And then it's a love that is slow to anger. It's slow to blow, because there are those times where friction is created in our relationships. And instead of being judgmental, instead of questioning the other person and their motives, we're slow to blow. We listen, we talk things through calmly. So the final thing that I shared yesterday with Tyler and Christine at their wedding, and what I want to share with you is a story of a Spanish conquistador named Hernando Cortez. Back in the 1600s, Cortez came to Mexico, to the ancient Aztec civilization, in order to claim their treasure. And he came with 11 ships and a few hundred men. But what made his conquest different than the attempt that others had made? Because many had come in the past, and yet nobody had been able to claim the ancient Aztec treasure. It's what Cortez did. Cortez showed up on the beach in the Caribbean, and he looked at his men and he said this: "Burn the ships." What? And then he said it again: "Burn the ships." Yeah, but if we burn the ships, then how are we ever going to leave? And he said, the only way we're going to leave is if we leave in their ships. This was a type of all-in commitment. It was making sure that there was no escape route. And I think some of us, maybe in our lives, we're still clinging to an escape route when it comes to a marriage relationship. We're thinking, well, if this doesn't work out, then maybe here's some other options for me. That's a contractual love. God says to us, and I would say to you on this Valentine's Day, burn the ships. Any opt-out that is in the back of your mind, thinking that maybe if this doesn't pan out, if this doesn't work out, here's another option for me, get rid of it. Say to your spouse today, I am committed to you, not until they rub you the wrong way, not until a better option comes along, but until death parts us. Show them the same sort of love that Jesus showed to you when he said, I am committed exclusively to you until death parts us. So thanks for joining me today. I'll see you again next time.